there are over 30 countries that have imposed sanctions on Russia. And the sanctions are sweeping. We've never seen anything like this for an economy this size and a country that is this important in the global economy. It's 11th in the global economy, but it's also a nuclear superpower. I mean, very extreme sanctions, isolating the central bank, which I actually think is the most important of all of these constraints, isolating Russia's central bank from the global financial system so that it can't support the ruble. And this was one of Putin's big firewalls, that he was going to survive. He was going to achieve his aggressive agenda, but had his $640 billion reserves set up to support the ruble. And by cracking down on the central bank the way we have, he can't support the ruble. And you see the ruble just dropping 50% value. We've put blocking sanctions transactions on banks, on major state-owned enterprises. We're not allowing them to raise funds in terms of debt and equity. Sanctions have been placed on the banks and the SOEs. We're cracking down on the oligarchs, actually sanctioning Putin also as well, and Lavrov as foreign minister. I mean, extensive sanctions across the economic spectrum. In terms of the impact on Russia, it's also coming from the private sector, not because of the sanctions. I mean, in part because of the sanctions, but also because it's very what's happening on the humanitarian level, and also it's very dangerous now to be doing business with Russia. So you don't know if more sanctions are going to be placed on oil, for example, and so. In terms of contracting oil deliveries from Russia, they're having a hard time selling their oil in terms of at the price point that they would like, because companies aren't certain that countries aren't certain that they'll actually get that oil delivered. Container ships are afraid they might get bombed or attacked, and so you actually see both for ESG reasons as well as sanctions reasons. Many companies, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, traditional companies that have been, a part of the opening of the Soviet Union. So you're talking about decades of involvement in Russia, actually pulling out.